We are live, Ken Cooley. Can you
What?
believe it?
Holy guacamole, man.
I cannot believe this.
How about those blues?
Well, before we even go down that road, for our loyal fans that watch the podcast all the time, we have been noticeably absent.
Yes.
Let's just say, schedule-wise, it's been a nightmare to try to get together to do this again. There's been a lot going on. You were president of a club. We've had, of course, summertime, vacations,
Health issues,
you name it. That's affected the schedule of the podcast. So we're back.
Yeah, we should be able to kind of kick into the gear again and get back on schedule now. Obviously I've don't get old if you can avoid it. But
right.
I've got some sort of thing in my neck. It's like a pinched nerve, and it's like stenosis or something.
Okay.
And so long story short, I woke up one morning and my whole arm was just frozen numb, and my neck, I couldn't move it. And I literally, we had a Rotary meeting the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I had fallen a couple weeks prior. So what ended up happening was I went to my chiropractor, basically crying in tears. Not that I cry a lot, but I don't cry easy.
Sure.
But it's just been rough. It's been so rough. But I, muscle through, I guess, I've been working out.
Good.
That's not true.
Yeah.
But
we've all been. Yeah.
But we've been so busy, just, vacations, schedules, craziness, Rotary stuff. But we're back.
We're back for everybody's pleasure.
Yes.
So other than that, since we're kind of wrapping up the summer, how was the summer? I mean, other than the health issues and all that, I mean, you stopped being presidente on July 1
for a little while.
So, the official title of president went away, but you're still running some meetings.
Yeah. So Tina took over July 1. She's had some work schedule conflicts, but the cool thing, like Tina's got big plans this year. So we are working with District 90, our local school district here, and we're going to help them. We're doing some fundraising for them to help their security at their schools, which is amazing for our club because we've never really been like fundraising we've never been great at fundraising.
Sure.
We really have been more of a hammer and nails type club. And Tina, this is something that she really wanted to do, that she really wanted to take to heart. And so I think this is a great idea. If we can pull this off, this is part of our district grant project as well. So, I mean, this is huge for us. If we can pull this off, I think this will push us in the right direction. It'll be very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Well, plus, yeah, I think the whole club's excited. I mean, it's always a strange time of year when you transition to a new president during a club, because you get somebody who has come in, they're full of energy, they want to implement their ideas, and they quickly realize that a Rotary year goes by extremely fast. And so it's like, I got to get it all done.
Yeah.
So,
because there's stuff that I didn't do that, again, I think that a lot of people don't know this, but I got reassigned to I'm currently the president-elect. Yep. Some people would call that heroic. Some people would call that a sucker. But I am going to be the president after Tina again, because we really, as far as leadership goes, we're working on our group. We're a smaller group.
Mm-hmm.
So I stepped up again. The cool thing about that is there is stuff that we weren't able to do that I know how to focus on now, kind of.
Right.
They always talk about, like, for presidents, you probably should have 2 years running, but 2 years is a long commitment.
It is.
So
1 year is a long commitment. I mean, it really is.
2 months is a long.
Sure. I mean,
to run a Rotary club, dealing with personalities, all that stuff. But I think there's some stuff that starting next year that I know how to run now that I really would like to fix and kind of push us in a different direction. So it's good that you mentioned that, because there is something that I would like to recap on. Since we haven't done a podcast, it would be really cool. Let's
let's go back. Let's take a step back and recap the Rotary year that our club had. Just kind of generalize it from the person who was the president of our club. No, it's not. I mean, like let's talk a little bit about the things we accomplished, maybe things that you learned, how you felt the whole time, because I don't know if you remember, we did a check-in on one of the podcasts at like the 6-month mark of your year, and kind of like what we've accomplished so far, what you still want to accomplish, how you felt at the time. So
Cooley was crying.
Yeah, Cooley was crying a lot. So let's go over let's try to just go over the 1 year.
Okay.
So how did you feel at the end of the year?
I'll be honest with you. It's tiring. It is a little bit exhausting. And I am selling this like nobody's business, but it was.
So you want to be the president of a Rotary club?
It was one of the best years of my life. And the reason why I say that is because doing all of the stuff that we did put me in a position to give back to the community. It gave me a face to our club. We did a lot of stuff this year. We did 17 separate projects, whether they were big, whether they were small. Most clubs do 3 or 4. Some clubs have a giant annual project that they do, and then a couple others. We are at this point, we're at 18, I think, 18 people in our club. And we're hammer throwers. We go out there. We built a shelter or a pavilion over at the Joseph Center.
Yep.
We've talked about that before, but for people who have never seen this podcast, Joseph Center in East St. Louis is a transitional living facility for homeless veterans. They give these guys counseling, job skills, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
They didn't have really a place to kind of bring their family members to. Some of these guys have been on the streets for years and have never seen their family members, for years. They have family days. And so they were bringing, this place was dilapidated. They had people who were, our state here on the other side of the river. The government, they cut a lot of funding. So these guys had a lot of funding cut. So we were able to kind of turn that around and get, just put some smiles on these guys' faces. So we built a pavilion, cleaned up the area, cleaned out the roof area, a whole bunch of stuff. We built horseshoe boxes. We got a basket. Tina was able to find a basketball hoop for these guys. So little things like that. We didn't spend a ton of money, but you would think like we spent millions of dollars for these guys. Because I went back there a couple months ago just to plant some grass. And, there's always new faces transitioning in and transitioning out. And so I saw some of the guys that were there, and some guy came up to me and he goes, "Hey, who are you? What are you doing?" I said, "My name's Ken. I'm with the Rotary Club that built this pavilion." And I couldn't believe it. This guy goes, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, our group built a pavilion." This guy walks in, opens the door, and screams, "Yo, Ken is here. Those guys that built that pavilion. This guy is here right now." And they people started coming out. They were talking, right. "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And when I first went there, the first day I went there 2 years ago, they were like, "Who the heck is this guy?" These guys were on the streets, very guarded, very protected. Now they're opening their hearts, making sure that I have coffee.
You have new best friends.
And so, going down there for those guys is just, I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. But, my dad was a drill sergeant in the Army. And not to bring everybody down, but, he probably could have used a place like this that could have saved his soul, for lack of a better term. And so when I see these guys who are turning their lives around and getting their crap together, it warms the cockles of my heart.
Sure.
So that's one big project that I'm very proud of, and we're still working with them to this day. We're painting down there, we're cleaning up other stuff, working with the other club, Fairview Heights Rotary Club, with Ralph and Brenda, and I'll talk about those guys in a minute as well. But they are amazing people. And because of the stuff that we did in the community, I'm able to get stuff done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's great. That was definitely a huge project for the club. It was, again, we've gone down there. You get to know these guys. They get to know you. You make some friends, familiar faces, and you're doing a lot of good for these guys that deserve every bit of it. What else throughout the year did we do? Violence Prevention Center.
I want to talk about them for 2 seconds. Those guys, they believe in peaceful resolution. Domestic violence is a big issue in this area, and these guys actually provide a shelter, a place to live for anybody who, male, female, they'll work it out, but they'll provide it's a female shelter. But if somebody's in an abusive relationship, they can go to this, they can call on the phone, they'll pick you up, they'll go to this place, and with kids. So if you're in an abusive relationship, you got nothing, get on the phone, call the Violence Prevention Center of Southern Illinois, and these guys will show you the love, bring your family in there. I've been on the property committee for them for 4 years now. Wow. They recently brought me onto the board. So for me, that wouldn't have happened without this club.
For sure.
And so the work that we do at the Violence Prevention Center, again, it warms the heart. It really, my wife and I were talking about it. I think just that being a kid, 5 years old, your mom is sitting there in an abusive relationship and you have to witness that. Well, this place gives the mom a home, gives the kids a home. And I'm trying not to cry, although I don't cry easy. But but it's an amazing work that they do. And just to be a small part of that is just incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah. We did a lot of painting there. We restained the deck and the board that we did there. We finished the kitchen a couple years ago there as well. So there's little things that we've done. They have a Goodwill store called the Shelter Shop. Mm-hmm. So if you ever have stuff that you need to donate that you think that you're just going to throw away, Shelter Shop in Belleville, bring it down there. They will sell it. All the proceeds go to the Violence Prevention Center. So
awesome.
Yeah. So that's a couple of the small things that we've done over the year. Small. Yeah.
Small, he says.
And it's funny because we didn't spend a ton of money doing it.
Right.
But again,
thrifty. We're thrifty.
We're frugal's probably not the best word.
No, we're thrifty.
Thrifty. But we do the most with the least.
We do.
Yeah. So, and I'm pretty excited about stuff like that. So,
yeah.
We've helped out a bunch of people in the community this year. So
we have. And one thing that we've always talked about was, be the hero.
Yeah.
That was a common theme with podcast and previously. And so when we talk about going down to the Violence Prevention Center, going to the Joseph Center, we're members of a Rotary Club and we're trying to be that hero for somebody else and do these things. And there's been a couple things that I've seen lately that people not necessarily in Rotary doing things that I think are amazing examples of being that hero. So for instance, the other day, browsing around YouTube, watching videos, found a guy that has a video out there who, whatever he does, I have no idea, but he has a lot of money and he has a Lamborghini and he picked up a homeless gentleman with his, panhandling, trying to get some money, has his sign out, picks him up, puts him in the Lamborghini, takes him to get some food, gives him $100, and then gives him access to a hotel room so he can shower, have a place to sleep for the night, all that. And you watch this video and you're like,
wow,
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, did he leave it at that? Nope. Because of his contacts and whatever he does, he comes back weeks later, whatever it may be, finds him again, gets him a shower, a shave, a suit, and gets him a job interview. And in the span of 24 hours, completely changes this guy's life by, giving him something that he needs, that little extra boost, and then just puts him in the position for then him to go to a job interview and change his life. And it's just things that you see like that. And it's like, that's amazing that anybody, you never know what their story is, what's this, what's that, why they got down on their luck, what help they might need, but just the simple act of maybe giving them a boost to kind of push them in the right direction. And it might not take as much time as that guy spent, but it could, 5-10 minutes might change, the course of somebody's life. And another example of that, I just saw this on the news today. There was a gentleman in Florida. Don't know what the backstory is, probably down on his luck, on the side of a bridge. Troopers thought he was going to jump. They lined up 18-wheelers underneath the bridge so that if he were to jump, he's not going to jump far.
Yeah.
These 18-wheelers being there. These truckers, these guys that have schedules and deliveries, got to get there and all this stuff, took time out of their day to make sure that somebody else's well-being was going to be looked after. That, hey, I got somewhere to be, but you know what? Here's a life that is worth saving. We don't know what his story is. We don't know anything about this guy, but hey, let's line our trucks up to make sure and he's okay. And he's okay.
Wow.
The guy, I mean, they talked to him, they got him down, they're getting him some help. Great story. Wow. And then the last one I would like to bring up. No, I mean, seriously, these are all like be that hero stories to me that you just see. Is I don't know if you've seen the adoption video that's going around the internet.
No, so please share that.
There's a couple with a young girl, and she opens a box, and basically what's in the box is, hey, we're adopting you. And she starts to get emotional. The parents or her soon to be parents, obviously, once the adoption goes through, they're emotional. And it's just one of those videos that here's a young girl who is now going to have this forever family who is going to love her, take care of her, do whatever they need for her. And it's just like, there you go. Be that hero. There's somebody that's stepping up and doing that. Am I telling you to go out and adopt a kid? No, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying there's all these little things that you can do to change somebody's life. And that's what I feel like the Rotary Club, when we go out and do these things, we're just giving people a little bump to help them along. We're trying to, do the things at the Joseph Center, do things at Violence Prevention. We're raising money for this. We're trying to help District 90 with security needs for the schools and the local children. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're constantly pinging, and we're going, this is how we want to help, and we're helping in as many ways as we can. And you're not, I'm not expecting in any way to be labeled a hero or anything, but it's just that be that hero. Like, get out there, do something, be that hero, because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
So you kind of, I like how you said, give them a bump. I don't believe in handouts. I believe in hand-ups.
Yep.
Somebody's down on their luck, offer your hand. I get laughed at all the time because I'll walk down a street, and if I come out of a Blues game or something, I'll usually have like $3 or $4 just singles in my pocket, just in case I run into anybody. My dollar, for me anyway, might get somebody a meal. I'm not going to be able to say what somebody's going to do with that dollar particularly.
Sure.
You can say, everybody says drugs, whatever, but for me, to have that dollar to give to somebody, I'm in a position now where I can do that. I lived out of my car for a while, and the reason why I say that, old type hippie musician type struggling, lived out of my car for a while. So I understand what it's like to be like, you may not know where that next meal's coming from. I had a lot of friends that were and a lot of couches. You know, a lot of people don't have that. So, you know, now that I'm in a position where I can do stuff like that, where I can help people out, it's for me anyway. It's a good feeling.
Oh yeah, and I mean, we got plenty of people that are in the Rotary Club that help out and do things with the club, but they're also involved in so many things outside of the club as well, and it's just amazing. And I'm not here to toot my own horn or anything like that, or try to, you know, goal horn. But I'm not here to do that. But one thing that is very passionate for me, and the fact that we're even doing this podcast today, is cycling and doing bike rides. And I fundraise every year. I try to fundraise. Last year I had to miss it, but this year will not be missing it. Is the Cystic Fibrosis Cycle for Life in St. Louis. And this is something that when, you know, I was dating my then girlfriend, now wife. She was a nurse, and she was on a floor at a hospital where there's patients with CF would come through, and patients with CF tend to be repeat customers because they have to come back and get their treatments. They have to come in and do certain things. And she gets, you know, as anything else, you see people enough, you get to know them, you get to know their families, know their stories and all that. Well, then, you know, you start going to these fundraising things, and I started going with her, and I start meeting these people, and I get to know them and get to know the families and all this. And you start to get this connection with these people. And then all of a sudden it's like, what am I doing? Like, I'm able to go to all these events, and I'm able to raise money, and I'm able to participate to try to find a cause or to fight for a cause. And, you know, today just happens to be the birthday of one of the former patients of Lindsay's who passed away from CF, but we're still in contact with her family. We love her family, and I will forever be doing anything I can for CF, because of meeting her first, then went on to meet other families, and I'm biking on the team for another family whose daughter passed away as well from CF. Our very good friends down in Arkansas have a daughter that was just born, and she has CF.
Wow.
And so it's one of those things where, you know, growing up or looking at different things, you know, I never really realized, you know, what was going on maybe in all these other people's lives. Now that I'm in that position where, like you said, I make some money, I have a ton of contacts with friends who, you know, it's like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm doing this bike ride and I'm raising money. Oh, well, here's $20.
Yeah.
You know, like, good luck. Thanks. You know, and you're donating to CF. You're not giving the money to me. You know, I don't get a dime. I'm going and I'm riding my bike 100 miles. I'm not getting a dime for doing it, but I'm doing it to raise awareness because, like you said, I mean, right now I'm at $895, partly and thanks to this guy right here, because he donated to me. By the way, the app is a little the app is a little the app is a little glitchy, so I got the notification today.
Oh, no worries.
But I saw that it was actually posted the other day. But thanks for donating. I'm at $895 for this year's ride, which is awesome, which is super awesome. My goal is $1,500. And the way that I look at that is, you know what? Maybe I won't meet the goal. Maybe I'll exceed the goal. You never know. Maybe I'll stay at $895. It doesn't matter. That $895 might end up being that money that ends up finding some sort of a cure for CF. And if I wasn't doing it, you never know. Because right now, I think total amount that I've raised, I'm a little over $3,000 for all the times that I've done this bike ride. So it's huge. And I have that personal connection. I love doing it. You might think, oh my gosh, you're riding your bike 100 miles in a day. That's ridiculous. Well, for me, it's not ridiculous because I can ride my bike 100 miles and I'll be fine. These people that have CF go through a struggle and a fight every day. That is nothing compared to me riding a bike 100 miles. And they live this way, and they are some of the greatest people you will ever meet in your life. They're full of energy, full of life. They do things and they just amaze you with their stories and their backgrounds. And you're just like, this is amazing to be a part of.
So let me ask you this. Is there, if anybody's watching this, is there a way where they can donate to your team or your website or your Facebook page, or how does that work?
There is. I mean, on my Facebook page, I always post links to the fundraising page. For this YouTube video, I'll post it in the comment section. And if somebody wants to donate, by all means, please, it would be amazing. Like I said, none of the money goes to me. It goes to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and, changing lives. And
so first off, I love the fact that you're doing this. For me, I don't like riding a bike. It's like exercise. And it sounds like just not fun to me.
It's amazing.
But I totally commend you for stuff like that. And I'll be doing a fundraiser for the Violence Prevention Center, and we'll talk about that for a minute. But $1, if somebody goes on to Facebook, $1 to your cause.
Oh my gosh,
just $1.
Yeah.
The distance that stuff like that can go.
Yeah,
and just beyond belief.
And a couple months ago, I actually posted a video with our friends down in Arkansas, and I'll actually be down there again this weekend. So I'm going to try to do another video with their daughter. And that video I posted, it was maybe 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If that, of me just being like, hey, this is Hazel. She was born with CF, blah, blah, blah. Please donate. This is what I'm doing. All this had 1,500 views, over 1,500 views on Facebook.
I'm telling you.
After I put it out there. And the thing is, no donations came in from the initial run of that video when it had 1,500 views.
Wow.
No donations. And so I put a comment like 2 days later after it had 1,000, because in 2 days it had 1,000 views. And I'm going, look, if you watched this video, and it could have been, and obviously I know not 1,000 unique individual people watched the video. There's probably some people who watched it more than once or whatever.
I watched it 40 times just for you.
Yeah. And that's fine. It doesn't matter either way. If everybody who watched the video would have just donated $5, I probably would have blown my fundraising goal out of the water. And it's just like that little bit can just magnify when you can reach that many people.
Yep.
I'm not asking people to donate $100 or, anything like that, any amount and again, you don't have to donate to what I'm doing. It's if there's something out there that you're passionate about, that $5 a month, if you could take that out of your budget, can go so far.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about polio vaccinations, for a Rotary and their big cause, eradicating polio. I mean, you can get, for even if you donated $5 a month, that's a huge amount of vaccines that can go out. I mean, and I don't think people realize, that it's just, you don't have to sit there and donate $5 and going, well, golly, what they're buying is probably $100 and my money's not going to put a dent in that. It will put a dent in it. It'll put a big dent in it. So,
well, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to talk a little bit. I didn't make the convention this year, but I do want to talk about one of our local superheroes. Well, we have a couple, but the first one is Ralph Zucchi. He's
gosh.
The Fairview Heights Rotary Club. For those of you who don't know where we film. Listen to me. We tape. We take our VCRs and we take the tape.
Our custom studio.
We have a guy here, Ralph Zucchi, who took the initiative to set up a Barca Lounger rickshaw. And what that is he had a 10-speed bike that had a rickshaw on the back of it. And if you donated $20, he'd drive you around a little bit and you get a t-shirt, which I think I'm a t-shirt nut.
That's pretty cool.
I love me some t-shirts. This year, he actually rode his bike from St. Louis to Toronto with the rickshaw in the back of it. And the great part was he didn't want to know how heavy the rickshaw was, which I don't blame him.
That would have been in his mind the entire time.
He raised over $22,000 $1,000
Yes.
for those are the kind of superheroes that I talk about. Be that
Mhm.
hero. Ralph is one of those heroes. He's got another thing that he's going to do, and I don't want to spoil any thunder or anything. That he's going to have a local event in St. Louis that's going to come up pretty within the next year or so.
Nice.
Go support this guy because again, we're trying to end polio
Cool.
as Rotarians. That's our big cause.
Just the other day, I think it was yesterday, Ralph posted pictures that he got the guy who is kayaking down the Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah.
The entire length of the Mississippi River. He's kayaking, and he gave him a short little ride and got him a picture in the rickshaw.
Yeah.
And he's doing that. That guy is riding for Shelter Box.
Yeah.
And so that's a great cause. But that's just, again, that's amazing to get awareness out there and do these things that are getting people talking.
Yeah. So, go check his on Facebook, Ralph's Rickshaw Ride. Go check that out. Look it up. He's a nutball. He's awesome.
Oh, he's amazing.
Another person in that club, Brenda Wagner, who works with the Miracle League, and I wanted to bring that up a little earlier as one of our projects as well. These guys believe, Brenda put this thing together, and they believe that all children, whether you have disabilities or not, should be able to play sports. So every week they're bowling, they're playing baseball, they're playing basketball, they're doing something with these kids that are just, we didn't have to spend any money. I talked to Brenda, and I said, hey, for the first time this past year, I was like, hey, can we go, how do we do this? Brenda goes, Ken, just bring your club, come play a game with us, play some baseball with us, do bowling, whatever. Yeah. And it was probably one of the best social events that we've had in a long time.
It was a blast. And I brought my daughter out there, and she was having a blast running the bases. I mean,
it was just an amazing event. I got to meet some of the kids and some of the parents. I mean, the parents who have to go through. You think it's a struggle for them to have to deal with bringing up a disabled kid. In talking to them, they are more along the lines of, I am blessed to have this child who, has shown me the way of how to live. These kids all have smiles on their faces. Mm-hmm. They're all having a blast. I instantly turned 5 years old. So again, another local be that hero person. Yeah. She was able to get a field built in Fairview Heights just by, persistence and getting donations,
staying at it,
her ass. So, people like that, I hear stories like that all the time. The reason why I bring these people up, again, I know you talked about polio, and I don't want to kind of get off topic, is because anytime you and I or our club or anything, or we're doing anything, we don't care if you're Rotarians. If you see us post, go like our page, SCCS Rotary. And if we're doing something, hit us up. Come out. Get off the couch. Come help us build wheelchair ramps. Come help us paint. We don't care if you're Rotarians. I really don't. I mean, we just want to meet you and.
Well, and even now, even what we're doing right now with the podcast is not necessarily specifically for Rotarians, for our club. It's just Ken and I had this idea. Let's get together. Let's talk about what we're doing in Rotary. Let's talk about things outside of Rotary. Like I mentioned earlier, some of the things that I've seen in the news lately about people being that hero. But let's try to get this message out there about how we feel about being that hero or affecting change in a community or the world, however you want to look at it. So when Ken says, come join us, not only in person, but if you can't in person, like he said, go like our page. We post all of our meetings live on Facebook. And so if you want to interact with our club through social media, by all means, if you're watching this in another country or on the East Coast, West Coast, Canada, Mexico, wherever, my gosh, just like our page and make some comments, and we'd be happy to get to know you. And if you're a Rotarian, let us know what your club's doing. And there's always those opportunities to partner on international projects or national projects, regional, local, whatever they may be. And we would love to hear about what you're doing. I would love to tell a story about what your club's doing, or even if you're not in a Rotary club and you're just out there doing something and you're grinding it out, trying to make a difference, let us know. I mean, and if you're local,
Even
come
better.
sit down and talk to us. You can come join us. We'll put a third little chair right here and we'll get you a mic. And
there's a lot more room in here now.
Yeah. It looks smaller on the video than it is actually in here.
Well, the camera adds 10 pounds.
It does. It does. That's true. And this is my bad side. It's not my good there.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so it's, getting back to, you kind of talked about our year. We did a lot of stuff. I had the opportunity to meet President Ian, future President Mark Maloney, this past year. Jennifer Jones, a dear, just, I had a chance to interview her, just an amazing talent of just ball of Rotary energy, So, get kind of coming full circle here. Being president of this club has allowed me to do things that I never would have thought about 10 years ago. And so, meeting the right people, meeting, even we had a district governor, Jill Petrozinski, who was, just a great inspiration, just kind of pushed. And I bring her up because it's her birthday. So happy birthday, Jill. But in our district, we really have a great amount of people that it's hard to find a group of people with great hearts. You always have those one or two people that are kind of bah humbuggy or whatever. Sure. But this past year, being president of this club and being a part of this district and seeing all the good stuff that we do, it's been very overwhelming for me. And I look back at this past year being president. And again, I say this with all due respect. It will wear you down. It will kick you in the butt. It'll be a whirlwind. But at the end of that year, you'll look back and you'll go, man, that was one of the greatest years of my life. And so that's how I feel, going full circle about being president of this club.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got there. It took a while from the initial question, That's how it goes. This is what this is all about. We're sitting down just having a conversation and doing certain things. And kind of going back even a little bit and kind of with what you said and things that we were talking about is, just Google the term Rotary. Don't put Rotary International. Just Google Rotary. Okay?
They'll bring up car parts.
Well, Google Rotary. No, and this is why. If you just Google Rotary, the first thing that comes up is the definition of what Rotary is, and so like you talked about, there's mechanical stuff to that. But the thing right underneath that is Rotary International. So awesome. Then if you Google Rotary, click on Rotary International, go visit, check it out. If you've never been there before, nice webpage, ton of information. But then go back to the initial Google search and hit the news button up top instead of the all button. Yeah. This is pretty neat. So what you're going to get is anything from, hey, RI just elected the next president. Okay. Diane's going to be the next president of her local club. This club went out and raised $10,000 for a library project. So you're going to get every little thing, and you will see that there is only one common theme really to these articles. Here's a group of people that are doing something to make a difference. And that's really the common theme. And other than that, there is something out there that will go off in your head and you're like, hey, I'm kind of interested in that. Let me look at what those guys are doing. And they might be in another country. They might be down the street. You never know.
I'm glad you said that, because one thing I would recommend is go check out and see, there are Rotary clubs all over the world. I guarantee you, where you are right now, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you have a Rotary club that's probably pretty close to you. Go check them out. Cost you nothing to go see where your local Rotary Club is. You can do that on Rotary International. In this world of social media, podcasting, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we really, the world is united now. It wasn't like when I was growing up and something happened in the world. Perfect example, 1980 USA hockey, when they played the Russian team. Miracle on ice.
Do you believe in
miracles? The reason why I say that is because that game actually happened like during the day. And then none of us whatsoever knew they showed the game later that night at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. None of us knew at that point. Nobody had cell phones.
Yeah, nobody posted
had social
it.
Media. Nobody posted it. Everybody, and we watched that game like it was live because nobody knew, And so the reason why I say that is because now we're at it. Something happens across the globe, bloop, 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 comes up, and we know it instantly.
Oh, yeah.
And so social media has really kind of pushed the boundaries of information, connection, getting together with people. I'm talking to people who are in other countries, and it's amazing. Janice Alke, who is our current district governor, is really has the understanding. She really understands that we need to grow with social media. We need to be able to push ourselves into Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever the information is, how to get the information out, how to get the word out. I always say Rotarians don't brag. It's time to start bragging. It's time to start telling the world, we're going to end polio. We are going to end polio. That's huge.
Yeah.
I can't even put into words, Think about 50 years ago or 100 years ago, any of these diseases. We are on the forefront of ending a huge disease.
Mm-hmm.
Last year.
When that happens, look out.
Look out.
Because who knows what we're tackling next.
Oh, it's just amazing to me. It amazes me that I'm able to talk to somebody halfway across the globe. Years ago when I used to tour with my band,
Rockstar.
I used to be cool. Yeah, years ago.
He used to have really long hair.
I used to have hair. I used to be svelte. I thought it was amazing. We sold a couple of CDs in Australia, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever." Now I can post my songs online if I got them, and people in Australia can just download them in 2 seconds.
Yep.
And notice I said CDs and not like cassette tape or.
Some of you watching might not even know what a CD is.
It's a circular thing that plays music. But again, I think with social media being out there, you absolutely said it. We want to hear your stories. I would love to hear about a Rotary group in Guatemala or
anywhere.
Anywhere. We'll say it. We'll tell everybody. We want to tell the world about Rotary and the good work that we do, but we also want to hear about what you guys have going on.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Please let us know.
What else you got over there?
So Rotary International, and
I warned him about this.
Just announced who their next president is going to be in 2021, and I'm going to apologize for butchering this name, but it's Sushil Kumar Gupta. He is from the Rotary Club of Delhi, Midwest Delhi, India. I've had and I kind of talked about it a little bit. I met Ian Risley this past year. Ball of energy, just a really amazing guy. I've not met Barry yet. I met Mark Maloney, who's going to be after Barry. Again, these people who come into these positions are they want to do good in the world. They are going to give up essentially 3 years of their life, go move to Evanston, but really it's traveling. Like Ian talked a little bit about his schedule, and it was like every other day he's in a new state or a new country or a new province or whatever you want to call it. The travel schedule is insane. You get home for maybe Christmas and maybe Easter or one of those type of holidays. The schedule's just beyond belief to me. But you essentially become a rock star. But you're giving your life up to be that figurehead of Rotary International. So I give these guys a lot of credit. So God willing, I know we've been spoiled here with having Greg Yank, who is an RI director, in town. Having him here has been godsend to us, because I get to meet people that I probably wouldn't have met in a million years, but again, we're meeting people. So God, if I can get there, Mr. Gupta, I might meet you in the next couple of years. Just want to shake your hand, say hello. But I will say this, Ian is a Red Sox fan. So, he can't go wrong there. He's clearly smart and just one of these nice guys. So congratulations. I was debating whether I was going to talk about this, but I'm praying down the road, maybe 21, 22. There's a certain female out there that could be the next president. I won't mention any names, Miss Jennifer, that could be president of Rotary. So I'm hoping that down the road, I can say I've met 3 presidents. And as a matter of fact, I should mention at our district conference in November, John Germ's going to be there.
Oh,
past president John Germ. So I mean,
add that to your list.
Add that to my list. There's a few other people
this that are Ken's Rotary bucket list. He's going over of all these people he would like to meet eventually.
Ken Cooley is so cute.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, but I just to be able to shake the hands of people who have given up 3 years of their lives. I know that's a position that you really don't. I don't even know if you politic for it or how you become the next president or whatever.
Well,
but to be able to give up 3 years of your life, I think about the 3 years I gave up.
Well,
locally.
Basically, what I'm hearing out of this, though, Ken, is that you would like to be the RI president one day.
Mrs.
He's
Cooley.
met all of them, or he's trying to meet all the ones that have happened, and it sounds like he has no idea how this happened. So if anybody out there would like to comment, Ken seems like he's interested.
No, well, I think Mrs. Cooley would probably put the kibosh on that. She
just saying.
You
sound like you're interested in me.
We'll see.
Sounds like you already signed up.
I don't know if I'm going to make it with the neck thing and the whole health thing.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. But it's an amazing. You give up 3 years to get in front of people and be the figurehead of this organization. I just find that fascinating. It's like being on tour as a rock star.
Here you go. This is the continuation of your rock star.
Interesting
life.
Yeah, I think maybe maybe
starts with music, ends in Rotary president.
You don't want that.
Just saying.
10, 15 years down the road, could be tough.
Hey.
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine. You'll do a great job.
We have we're gonna have a really cool district conference this year, I think.
I guess we'll be there.
Yeah, we should be there. I think.
Come see us.
Come see us. Come check us out. And the other thing I wanted to say, and I kind of got off track, was social media. Janice is really pushing it. But if you have questions on how to do stuff, email me, email the group. We can help you with just about any question regarding live podcasting, social media, getting the word out.
If somebody from the Blues wants to contact me about the power play,
there's a cool power play.
I've been saying this for a long time. Let's fix it.
Yeah,
I got it.
Ain't that the truth?
Even though, hey, Doug Armstrong, way to go, buddy. We had a good off season. So on paper.
Yeah. Well,
on paper.
But isn't that always the case?
No. In the past, he has not been, according to the fans, the GM that he needed to be. So
understood.
He liked to give away money and length of term on contracts to players that hey, here's $5 million. I hope you're gonna work out for us, instead of you are gonna work out for us. Here's $5 million.
I asked,
But we dumped those contracts and we got
we did pretty good.
little Ryan O'Reilly boy.
I asked Andy Murray years ago, who was the coach when the Blues were absolutely terrible, if he needed like an 8th string goalie. And he just kind of chuckled and said, I'll give you a call.
Sign this waiver.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, well,
for that call.
Good luck.
Now, especially good luck. I'm on the DL.
Good luck.
But yeah, I think, being, again, obviously we are from St. Louis here, St. Louis, Illinois, Mo/ill Mo.
St. Louis Blues.
But, we want to hear everything that you guys have to do out there in the world. I want to hear good stories. I want to hear about good people. I just want to hear these stories.
Yeah.
The news is so full of junky, bad news, junky. Did I mention junky?
Yeah.
We want to hear about
it. There's that thing, like what news are they putting out there consistently that makes them think that that's what we want to see? Yeah. Because there's certain times that you see these news pieces and you're going, what? And then the ones that you actually, get behind and you're, tug at the heartstrings and make you choke up a little bit. You're like, now that's a good story. That's what I wanted. That's what I want to get out of a newscast, and, besides the weather and the traffic and all that junk, which you have to keep an eye on. But, I don't, I can only hear the same, thing so many times before it's like, yeah, can we talk about something good?
I used to watch the news every morning before work in Connecticut. From Connecticut, go Whale, Hartford Whale.
And then you made it to work. You're probably in a bad mood.
No, the news used to be news. It wasn't like sensationalized. It used to be, here's the story, here's what's happening.
Yeah.
Now we get like angry news. Hey, here's a video of a rat eating a pizza and carrying it down the stairs.
Right.
Angry news. Oh, here's a video of a bear eating bird feed, And so it's kind of like the news now just kind of punches you and it punches you and it punches you. And then it's like, oh, okay, let me rub your belly.
Yeah.
So the news, for me, is tough to watch now. And I'm a big documentary guy. I love actual stories. I want to hear stories. So, I started watching PBS a little more. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's as I get older watching PBS, but I think you learn a little bit more watching, getting news from other sources. So I don't know what this tangent is that I'm going on. Just I want my news again. I want CBS Sunday morning. I wake up on Sunday morning. I have it recorded. I get my coffee, and it's got fun stories. Sometimes they're not so fun, but the good stories about good people doing good things. So that's what I'm looking for.
Cool. I think that's what a lot of people are looking for, to be honest.
Yeah. So there's a show here in St. Louis called The Thread. And it's Tim Mazzell, who used to be a newscaster. He's nuts.
He is a little crazy.
But it's a cool show because it tells you a little bit. He dresses up in costumes. That sounds familiar. But they tell a story about, good deeds that are done. So there's usually 3 or 4 good deeds in the story. It's a half-hour show. Go check them out online as well. But that's the kind of stuff I want to see.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot better for you.
Yeah.
You can only handle so much negative before.
I can't. I used to have hair, and then I started watching the news, and all gone.
Yeah.
Don't watch the news, pal.
Don't watch the news. I still got it a little bit. On camera, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's going back, but it's all there.
Yeah, if I showed you my high school picture, you'd be like, what happened? What?
That's the same guy?
Yeah. Now I'm, Vin Diesel's stunt double.
Oh, yeah, he tries.
It happens. But yeah, other than that, I'm trying to think of some events. September 15th, Swansea's doing a karaoke contest. Jared's putting that together, so you can kind of donate to that, and that'll go to their club. There's a few things going on, so go check out your local clubs, your local districts, find out what's going on in your area, because it doesn't even need to be Rotary. There are civic organizations all over the world that you can go join and find some good stuff to do. So that would be my tip of the week.
Cool.
Get off your butt and get off the couch.
Well, speaking of that, I know you're injured, but we got a holiday coming up here.
What's the holiday?
Labor Day.
Oh, that's
Monday.
Right. I don't know if you're aware
doing
of this.
anything?
Well, so funny you say that. I'm injured. Obviously.
I know, that's why I said.
And I actually have to go get a shot in my neck on Friday.
Oh, so you'll be good.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Labor Day was actually, a lot of people don't know this, because Labor Day was actually called Labor Day because my mother was in labor.
Oh,
and that's actually the day of my birth.
Cool. So you're having a big birthday bash.
Yeah, no, I'm probably sitting on the couch somewhere.
No, we're going to party.
I went, I've been laid up for about a month, and just kind of, walking around. We went to the Journey, Def Leppard, and
well, that's your problem.
Cheap Trick show last week.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time that I've actually been able to move and kind of walk around and get out of the house.
Which I heard was a shame because they had a bunch of sound issues.
Oh, so being a musician.
You were cringing.
Being an awesome musician. Cheap Trick comes on. Cheap Trick's Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick is just, has always been a amazing 4 chords and out. Live at Budokan, just I want you to want me,
right?
Just they rocked. They played about 45-50 minutes. Def Leppard comes out, and the bass is just way too loud. Like it's and I can't hear bass anymore.
But you can feel it.
If I can hear it and feel it, and it's too loud, it's too loud. So the vocals were a little rough. But again, with these songs, everybody's singing these songs anyway. So you're kind of like, Def Leppard was cool. It was fun to watch. It's bucket list, ripped.
Sure.
I remember the ripped jeans and hair. I was tempted to wear a wig that had the hair and the cut off T-shirt, but
way too hot.
Mrs. Cooley was like, yeah, usually she's like, you do you. She was like, don't do that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Journey came on, and about an hour into their set, or maybe a little less, you'd hear like this noise. It'd be like, that kind of buzz. And then the stadium's rocking, and they're any way you want it. And then the sound would just go out, and you'd hear any way you want, and we were like, what is going on here? So, and then at one point, Neil Sean, who's the guitarist, big nerd, is playing guitar, and he's on the big screen, and all of a sudden the sound cuts out, and it comes back, and it's, and he looks, because they can't hear that it's cutting out. They're playing through monitors.
They have their own monitors, right?
And he looks at the camera, straight at the camera, and goes, what the hell was that? So I looked at Kathy. I said, I can't sit here and listen to this buzz all night. It's just, it hurts. So I mean, I got to see. I've seen Journey a million times, and it was, it's still good. Arnell's a great singer, but for sound, the sound was terrible. It was just rough. So the reason why I say that is because Mrs. Cooley, on September 8th ish at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, or is that what it's called now? Yeah, who knows?
I don't. I think it changed again. It's the Riverport. Yeah, it's changed names 100 times. Verizon Wireless Amphitheater, everything it's been.
This will go to my old school peeps, but Montel Jordan.
Oh, the '90s block party. Are you going to that?
I think I want to go.
It's Vanilla Ice.
That's the only guy I don't like. I just something about Vanilla Ice that.
Who else is in that?
Oh, so it's OPP.
Yep.
Montel Jordan. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank, but it's all like a Young MC.
Oh, nice.
Don't just stand there, bust the boot.
Yeah, but isn't that the '90s block party or whatever they're calling it?
Tone Loc.
Yep.
All that.
I saw the ad for that.
That whole crazy list. So Kathy, like the other night, she's like, "Do you think you'll be good enough to go to that?" I said, "I don't know. I'll duct tape this arm and put it together and just sit, and then I can boo Vanilla Ice all day."
There you go.
But
that'll be fun.
I think that'll be a good time. But
no, we're going on September. You said the 8th.
Yeah.
Is
I think it's
Saturday?
the 8th. It's a Saturday.
Well, whatever, the 6th, that Thursday before that, we're going to Busch Stadium, see Ed Sheeran.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I can't believe that one dude playing acoustic guitar can sell out a stadium, because that show sold out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Well, I hope your sound is okay.
I know. That's what I'm praying. The sound is okay, but you know.
Yeah, because if one guy's singing an acoustic guitar and he's playing in the middle of Busch Stadium,
yeah.
you ain't gonna hear a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's the scary part. When I heard there were sound issues at Busch, I'm going, please let it be their setup and not Busch's problem.
I think that's Busch's, and I think somebody got fired from it.
Oh,
but
boy.
yeah, I mean, it's holy guacamole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be good to go in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And I've been.
So no Labor Day plans. You're resting so you can go to the 90s block party.
Because I'm a big nerd.
That sounds like a great weekend. Let's waste the holiday weekend so we can go to a 90s block party.
I just want to.
I'm going to the lake, man.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Going down to Arkansas, going to Greer's Ferry Lake.
Oh, I bet you that's gonna be awesome.
Around here, everybody's like, "You go to the lake? Oh, you're going to Lake of the Ozarks? No, I'm not going to Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
There's way too many people there."
Or Carlisle.
I
hear Carlisle's fun though. I've never been. Wren Lake.
Wren Lake. Yep.
Yeah, so there's a few.
There's a bunch. Like
But
Jaeger.
If I'm up and moving on the 3rd, I'll do something.
Do something.
Yeah, but it won't be
Alright.
too crazy.
Well, come on, man.
I'm at an age.
You're only getting older.
Ain't that the truth? So, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
All right. Well, I guess it's about time to wrap up this. I don't know, our comeback tour on the podcast. We'll start doing this more regularly. Hopefully, the schedules will all work out.
The boys are back in town.
Yes, we are.
Couple of things. Dave, please post that your fundraiser on the YouTube page, as well as we'll kind of figure out where else we can post it. I'll have a donation for the Violence Prevention Center. I'll set that up in the next day or two. I'll post that as well. Again, give $1, $1 can just do amazing things. We are still fighting polio. Keep an eye out. Go check out Ralph's page for the Barca Lounger Rickshaw. The District 6510 charities, and I know I'm forgetting a whole bunch of stuff.
There's a bunch out there.
Yeah, go check $1 here, $1 there. You'll be amazed what your dollar can do. And you and I, are trying to figure out how we're going to do a polio fundraiser in the next couple of months.
This guy's got some crazy ideas.
It's
a cool idea, but it's crazy, and he lives by the term. It's a marathon and not a sprint. That's what he definitely lives by, that, because what he's talking about doing is definitely marathon and not a running marathon.
Yeah, because clearly I can't run.
But it's a marathon of a task.
More to follow, and I'm not sold on it, but
so stay tuned, though.
Yeah,
that's how we'll keep you coming back. You never know.
Yeah, this
when
is
we're gonna drop the bombshell about what we're doing.
One way or another, we're gonna do a fundraiser for polio, to fight polio. So, other than that, man, I'm glad you're back, man. I'm glad.
Yeah, this is fun. It's good to do this.
Yeah,
and hope everybody has a good Labor Day weekend.
Heck yeah.
And we'll see you next month.
Sounds like a plan. Absolutely. So let's talk
for preseason. Yeah. About that, here, Ken, these are my ideas for how we fix the power play. But until, you guys don't need to watch this. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.